Shut up and sit down.
Oh, hello and welcome to North Wales Side by Side. I am in Colwyn Bay at the moment, and I'm now going to take you on a typical journey on the roads in Wales now that we've got the 20 mile an hour speed limit implemented. Let's see how far I am from home. I'm 3.9 miles away from home. So
head southwest on
this entire
Road
journey
Conway
now,
Road,
the whole 4 miles,
then turn left onto Conway
is
Road.
at 20 miles an hour. So let's do our journey. Let me just show you what it's like to give you some impression of
Turn left onto Conway Road, A547.
how long this journey is going to take. And we'll talk about some of the problems that are going to happen with this 20 mile an hour speed limit that relate to motorcycles, hybrid cars and electric cars. Now these are vehicles that are quite
Continue on A547 for half a mile.
technologically advanced, and they also have motorcycles have got very good engine braking, so you can shut the throttle on a modern motorcycle and they slow down without having to use the brakes. So it's going to make motorcycling more dangerous, because I can imagine more motorcyclists being hit from behind because they've just closed the throttle, the bike's slowed down, and the car drivers aren't going to react to it quick enough. I'm in a hybrid car with lots and lots of functions built into the car. I can either use my adaptive cruise control and set the speed limit to 20 miles an hour and just let the car go with the flow of the traffic, where the car will stop, start, and the only input I've got to put in is steering. But the downside of that is when the car slows down, it doesn't illuminate the brake lights, so people behind you don't know you're slowing down. Or I can go on to the speed limit switch, set the speed limiter to 20 miles an hour and drive the car in the normal fashion, which I think is the safest way to do it, because then it means I have to use the brakes to slow down when the traffic in front of me slows down, which means I'm going to illuminate the rear stoplights. So I think that is the safest scenario. Use the speed limiter.
In 200 yards, at the roundabout, take the second exit onto Abergele Road.
The only reason why I'm
A547.
using the sat-nav is so I had the mileage from Colwyn Bay back home. I wasn't 100% sure how far it was. I knew it was around the 4 mile mark, but I wasn't sure exactly.
In half a mile, at the roundabout, continue straight to stay on Abergele Road, A547.
Most people are actually abiding to the speed limit. They're reduced to them. And the only reason why they're doing it at the moment is because they're not sure where the police are going to put the mobile camera vans. Until we figure out what the mobile camera van sites are going to be, everybody's just going to experiment with this speed limit, because once they figure out where the camera vans are going to go, then I think people's speeds are going to increase in between where the camera van sites are going to be designated. It's a very, very hard ruling to implement. We haven't got enough police to implement the new rules. They just haven't got them. With me having the function of speed limiter or the adaptive cruise control, I've got one major advantage over a lot of older cars that don't have these functions. I'm not having to spend my entire journey watching how fast I'm going and watching the speedo. I can just concentrate on driving. I'm not having to continuously, oh, how fast am I going? Oh my God, I've gone over, and worrying about it. I'm lucky in that respect. See that cyclist straight through a red light? This road was always 30 miles an hour. There's nobody on the road. I've got one car behind me, nobody in front of me. It's going to create so much road rage and upset. It is already upsetting lots and lots of people. There is a petition on the Senate website. If you live in Wales, please sign the petition. I'll leave a link in the video so you can flip on and sign the petition. And I know since I checked the petition on Sunday, it was running it was at about 30,000 signatures. I checked it about 10 minutes ago, and it was up to 150,000 signatures. Now, when they did the consultation for do you want 20 mile an hour speed limits in Wales, they only surveyed 1,000 people, and they only went to places where they had an issue with speed. And there's 3.2 million people in Wales, yet they only ask 1,000 people out of the entire population, do you want these new rules? That's a very, very, very small percentage of the Welsh population that they asked. Right, I'm climbing my mountain now. I'm going to go up the mountain up to where I live. This is 20 miles an hour. The speedo says 21, but I've checked GPS against the speedo on this car and it reads 2 miles an hour slow, so I'm going to err on caution, set the limiter to 21 miles an hour, and I'm going to run at that because I'm within the 10% margin that they allow you. Tell you what though, you don't half get a lot of time to look at the scenery. I can look at the views now whilst I'm driving. It really is nice. Wales is a lovely country. Look at the skill in that brick wall there. Just look how it's been put together. God, I can count the bricks as I'm driving past. I can count the sheep in the field now. But I can't because I haven't brought my wellies with me.
In 200 yards, turn left onto Pentrigwyddell Road. Turn left onto Pentrigwyddell Road, then turn right onto Cynfran Road. Head southeast on Dolwyn Road towards Gadlas Road.
Now this piece of road has always been
In a
20.
quarter of a mile, turn left onto Gadlas Road.
And the reason why it's always been 20 is it is where the local school is. So I can accept this being a 20 mile an hour zone. This I do not mind one little bit, but the rest of that journey, that does not need to be 20 miles an hour.
Turn left onto Gadlas Road. In a quarter of a mile, slide left onto Cynfran Road.
This is another road I can accept being 20. Park cars on both sides, and I'm coming up to the kids' playground area, and then a little bit further down the road we've got the local shops. So this is a busy part of the village. I can accept this bit being 20, and the rest of it I think should just come down to common sense. Because using common sense, you wouldn't come down here at 30 miles an hour because it's so busy at certain times in the day.
Slide left onto Cynfran Road.
I don't know how long that's just taken me, but
In 300 yards, turn left onto Gamar Road.
I am going to get a timestamp off the video so I can work out if I did that journey at an average of 30 and I've just done it at the speed limit, how much extra time it's taken me. I probably won't bother, because you're probably all bored to sin of just being in a car with me doing 20 miles an hour.
Turn left onto Gamar Road, then you will arrive at your destination.
Put in the comments how many of you have just decided to get a gun out and put it to your head. How many of you have just taken overdoses due to boredom? I'm home. I hope you enjoyed that 20 miles an hour speed journey under the new rules and regulations set by the Welsh Government, just to see what it felt like and what we've got to now cope with until they re-debate this issue in the Senate, because with so many people signing the petition, they have to now re-debate. They've got no choice. But the problem we've got with them re-debating it, we've got the same brain dead people that are going to do another debate, and it's the same brain dead people that implemented these new laws. What they should really do now is put the vote out to the Welsh people. We should have a referendum. It wouldn't take very long to set it up. Open the polling stations up, let us go and vote. They can put a new government in place overnight, so why can't they make a decision by letting us vote? Do we want it or do we not want it? And let's go and vote on it. And then the following day, it either gets kept or it gets scrapped. Because they can do it with the government, they can kick a Conservative government out and put a Labour government in the following day. It's so simple to do. It's not rocket science. Let the people vote on it, please. Thank you for watching probably the most boring video you've ever watched in your life. It's like watching grass grow. In fact, that tree's just grown about an inch whilst I've been sat here. I've just watched 5 snails. They were racing snails actually, they all had numbers on their shells, but not one of them exceeded 20 miles an hour. I think they were drag racing. Fair dues to them, they've invented a new sport. Anyway, thanks for watching.